that decides who's the first team that's going to actually stands for. Like what you pointed out, there's
officer at the tram spawn. Meanwhile, Lantern is. We're going to move in straight towards the game then. Muxin once again instant attention here with impulsive max pallet breaking and of course just panic by itself as all survivors are already on a cipher machine. But first chase here will be the one that's currently upstairs, who is this acrobat. But yes, we will not be able to win that mind game here as Muxin just stands downstairs while we wait.
Yeah, I mean, just basically take a stroll. This is the hunter that we're talking about. You don't necessarily have to chase the characters first, the survivors first. Take a stroll, make sure you cut the survivors off guard, and then looks like the first target might be Jinlala right here. Wow, perfect positioning, but the pallets might be a problem here. And this is what we're talking about. Lantern is countering the QS at this point.
Yes, we've already used up quite a lot of our Maxwell Demon notes here as well with the dashes here. Lantern is a really good job rotating towards our next double pallets here nearby. But even so, Muxin has already lost 61 seconds into this game as Blink is just about to be open.
Link! Alright. Go ahead. Link
coming sorry,
in.
We got the Blink open. Got the Blink open, but that's still okay though. Lantern has one more freezing frame on our hands left to use as well. We did manage to get the vault over there, but once again, you can't forget this is the Lanterns that we're talking about, so it's a lot of changes around, but it just seems like Muxin is too fast.
Yeah, he knows the route, right? He knows the route that Lantern was gonna take. He guessed it correctly. That's hunter instincts for you, all right there. So that's a pretty good run from the Lanternist, buying a little bit of time in the beginning. There's already almost 2 ciphers going to be completed. But this beckons the questions. Are they going to be able to do an even better job in the rebound kites? Because ciphers obviously at this point might needs to be rushed a little bit more.
Yeah, as we see here, successful rescue here, thankfully speaking, from the side of First Officer, as we are very close to nearby. We're back in towards invisibility form here once again, though. We do have knee-jerk reflex here ready, but however, it will not activate until we get off it. 2 pallets here right in front of us to use. We do not have our cue ball here left to use anymore, as well as no mind game here will be played. Muxin trying to get this Lanterns down as soon as we can, but that's going to be a knee-jerk reflex speed boost out here one more time. It's a successful rebound kite, as once again, another speed boost just to guarantee the rotation.
Yeah, but now they have 2 injured survivors at the same spot. Not sure if that's a wise move, trying to be kiting near the cipher. But yeah, I mean, a secondary down. Muxin does not want to chair just yet, wants to get that second survivor because that's how you stop a cipher. Rush at the point, terror shock onto Jinlala, and that's 2 survivors down right there, Kuro.
But not only that as well, Nano, we also need to see that it's the fact that Magician had to come in early as well to try decode the cipher machine. Alongside with picking that first officer up, we're now currently missing a full cipher machine as the cipher at middle was not yet decoded as well. So this will be among one of the last 3 cipher machines that needs to be decoded. And see how close it is towards the last 3 here as well. One at middle, the other one near Archer, and the other one at Schoolgate. So for Muxin, this is the best possible scenario for endgame.
I agree with you. This is making it easier for Marcus, right? To set up that zone, that domain. And that rescue is going to be successful. But Muxin, if you're wondering why he's not hitting, he's just farming off Jinlala here. Just trying to make it 3v1 as soon as possible. So it seems like Jinlala's going to drop any moment now. But there's going to be just 1 last cipher remaining. But again, it is the QS we're talking about. The cipher lock is very, very imminent, right? You know what I'm talking about. Especially when you set up the zone every 38 seconds, if I believe, if I recall correctly. 15% is going to be taken off the ciphers, which is why it's so important to make sure that you manage your cipher progress very, very well.
Yes.
And with down 1 survivor, that's going to be 3v1 at this point.
Yeah, but not only that, you can see as well, Muxin has a really easy time to lock the cipher machine, but instead we're going straight for the acrobat here. Blink has missed. Unfortunately speaking, we kind of overcalculated that, as we do have a mud ball there ready to use, but thankfully speaking, got the capture there on just about on time, so the hit will still register. But look at the last cipher machine, 75% already from the side of Magician. Muxin, if we want to try map control now, it might be a tiny bit too late.
Yeah, I think typically you should have already started when there's 3 or 2 ciphers remaining, right? But right now, 2 ciphers have a lot of progress on it, and he's really focused. And with the Magician as well, the one, wow, that pallet slam coming in, just buying even more time. Look at the cipher progress right there, Kuro, 90% as we're looking at it.
Yeah, not only that, too, Magician doesn't have borrowed time as well, so that's okay. We can just pop open the Cypher machine here instantly as well. As our Acrobat's going to make it, not Acro, sorry, the first officer is going to go towards the Decay Magician. Still 2 wands left on our hands to use as well, but sadly, not Cue Ball used here just for the catch-up. Cue Ball used there, immediately beautiful stuff done. That's invisibility mode Freya from the side Magician, but sadly, captured instantly when we came back, so Magician will go down, but other Cyphers already at 90.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely not the result that Mushin's looking for. But again, this is a game of seeing who makes the less mistakes, right? And unfortunately, in this game, it's there's just too many things that counters Mushin at this point.
Yeah, it's very everyone else has such.
Alright, Said.
Oh.
Spinning, getting that first spike onto the spider. Oh no! The trap is like.
Oh!
Wait, what? The wand?
The wand! We got the wand! No, I think the tramp landed, but then Saeed got the spike on, so we cancelled the stun animation there. Oh, but we're now on a very tight mind game here between these stairs. We got the second one here already instantly as well. We have another one there to use, but will this land? It doesn't land. It didn't even go downstairs here. Yu being able to get in between the pallets here once again, but it's okay. Saeed just has to wait for Blink.
Yeah, for those of you wondering, every single time you force the Breaking Will into human form and going back to Breaking Will again form, that's buying a lot of time already. So now with 3 spikes onto the Magician, you're gonna wonder how Said is going to be able to catch up. He has a blink in 1 second remaining, but that's also the flywheel. There's also the one. My goodness, Forward is also there to give that support. But that blink into the hit, but it gives a problem as well, Kuro. Now that they know he has a blink, Forward can still try to make something happen while Magician tries to self-heal at this point.
Yeah, not only that too, let's not forget about the same time that Magician heals up very fast too. We didn't get anything onto his forward there, just said forward still having a ball left on our hands to use as well. That will not stun, but it's okay. Flywheel ready on our hands to use. Very nice flywheel as we managed to go out 61% on Magician, 72 as we change back into our wheel form. But that's all what forward needed to do. Not a single ball was used in order to get this Magician to get back up. Change forms. Can we get it stun here just about on time? Forward! We didn't get it! And there goes down 147!
Oh my goodness. If that stun actually landed, that would have been the best play ever. But because he had 2 spikes on his body, he was down instantly. So it's like, you know what? I did not get the Magician, but hey, I got an even better target. I got the annoying forward. And now you are all under my mercy. There's no more harassments allowed around. Yu gets 1 spike. And again, Perfumer has that perfume ready. So we'll be able to negate that 2 spikes. Look at that beautiful body block by Said. Trying to buy as much time as possible, but fortunately the rescue happens successfully with 2 Cyphers being done.
We are fully abandoning ship here from the side of forward because he has way too much balls to use. We don't have Crochet and transfer, but it's okay. 2 slaps on our hands to use as well. Flywheel ready, snap ready, beautiful flywheel.
Wow.
But just to negate this slap once again, we have one more item here to use. But the mind game here is absolutely beautiful from Magician's side, changing back towards wheel form. As forward is already getting healed. No, he didn't need to heal. He got the spikes out first.
Yeah, I mean, this is a battle of dexterity as well, right? Because it's like, look at that awesome reflex, right? My goodness, this is quite a turn of event for the survivors as well, considering how hard Said punished them in the early games. But now the survivors are slowly going back into form. 147 is going to be the one to take that kite. Let's see if he'll be able to make enough space just to, just to not get snapped by Said. But Said, he will be very, very close soon enough. That spike. Okay, he's gonna. He knows he's going down. Kuro, he knows he's going down. He's just gonna try and be down a little bit further into the corners. But don't forget, it is a Breaking Will we're talking about. He can just go back to will form and zoom in onto the other survivors in the blink of an eye.
Exactly. Not only that too, I would say the kind of divine savior grace right now is that Wanted Order is not on Acrobat, who's currently upstairs. We're now currently making the run out here instantly as well. As I would say, we could probably aim for the cell here if you want to guarantee the tie. It is Saeed's breaking wheels up, but no, we're gonna come down here instantly as well. Let's not forget we don't have tie turner, so it's gonna go in for the instant rescue here. No questions asked. We want to get forward, down forward. Oh,
nice.
flywheel is ready, but we got a fireball that's also really good as well. But sadly, nobody blocked from the side of our Acrobat. It's okay because it's not a double down, but Acro now has to be near that window or else it's an instant blink down.
Yeah, I think a little bit of miscom right there, right? He's like, yeah, I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. Am I supposed to take that body block? Am I supposed to give that body block? Because it is the forward's last chair, right? So now they're playing 3v1. So very unfortunately, this they gotta last. They gotta last because this is the danger spot as well, right? And you know, this map perfect for breaking walls simply because he can reach point A to point B very, very fast. And Love for Red, that's gonna be one more chip damage and he is going to go down. But while all of that's happening, Said, not being tunnel vision, he is going to go to the next target. But it's a graveyard we're talking about. Very, very hard to catch. Not for Said, apparently.
Oh, we somehow caught that, but it's a very nice dodge.
Whoa,
oh no, we
what?
stepped on towards the trap once again to hold on a bit more distance there. Play Flywheel right on hands to use. It didn't hit, thankfully. Flywheel away. Ooh,
Nice.
just got it on time. Blink is still available to use as we get this instant down.
Wow.
Magician still does have Needle for the rescue, but Perfumer's the one without borrowed time.
Yeah, everyone's injured, honestly. Everyone's injured. Magician just self-healed himself a little bit more. He still has Flywheel to work with as well. Yu is coming into the position. The reason why he's coming earlier is because he does not want Side with his high mobility to run away and disrupt the last Cypher. But Side says, no, you know what? I'm not going to play. I'm not going to be fooled by this mind game. I'm going to go for that last person, giving that threat of the last Cypher being done. And Love for Red is going to go down. And oh my goodness, Side, he's locked in. He's locked in. He's dwindling all the resources of the survivors, making sure everyone's injured. Oh, make or break at this point, Kuro.
Yeah, we also can't forget also about the same time that this Perfumer does not have borrowed time. We're going to go down here for the instant early rescue just to guarantee some sort of rebound containment. As once again here, Perfumer, that's one Flywheel able to use. We didn't get the Flywheel out. That's a little bit unfortunate. Magician, 2 hits before we go down, but all you need here is 1 snap. That's a drop down hit. Oh no, that's not what we needed. We popped up here instantly as well, but no, Perfumer just realized that she doesn't have any items left to use. She does have a Flywheel, but this Flywheel needs to be used to counter the snap. Can Saeed make it or can Perfumer make it first? That's a big question. He might as well. Can we get in between the pilots here or not? We can't. But no one's at the gate except for this Magician. Acrobat barely available nearby, but he is going to turn his eye on towards the prize here for that Magician. Once again, Flywheel on their hands to use no self-heal as well at the same time. Perfumer, 19% self-heal. The self-heal is going to be very slow. Flywheel is necessary, but we didn't get it out. And the snapdown is countered. Magician. The divine savior. We're going back to Perfumer as Acrobat. A bit dangerous here. His Cypher machine, his XA, is already almost open. But Saeed, we abandon ship as Magician is able to get out. And Acrobat barely at 90%. This guarantees a tie game. USL barely brought this back.
Exactly. That was so crucial. That play right there, Yu, right? If Yu was down right there, that would have been over. That would have been a 3. It's really hard. You have the elevation.
Especially if you go upstairs. We see Axeboy already taking that restful road catch up towards the Gravekeeper. Gravekeeper first chase isn't bad, but it's still quadruple hill. We can't forget everyone else outside decodes very fast alongside with multiple supports. But that dodge was beautiful. However, of course, with the speed boost, the hit will have to be taken a bit early.
Yeah, it's okay. He still has 2 healths remaining. But that does give a little bit of presence to Ling, right? He has detention. He has insolence, so that means his skill is going to be unlocked pretty, pretty soon. Has blink in about 20 seconds, so they got to be really careful not to be caught out in the open. Yu is in the vicinity as well. Enchantress probably wants to help a little bit earlier. He's like, yeah, you know what? Let's not make Gravekeeper tank this alone. But you know what? Gravekeeper is actually really, really strong in tanking this flames, right? Especially since you already pre-drop pallets. You can just rotate around. And yeah, I mean, it is always very hard to chase a Gravekeeper first, especially with the shovel form on.
Yeah, and also at the same time, right, it's already 80 seconds in towards the game here as Enchantress was following up closely behind as well. So we're only 2 Cypher machines done as of now. Now we do have another Soul Orb here rotating around the Gravekeeper. However, Blink is ready alongside with Restful Road. This should be able to guarantee the non-Gravekeeper. However, Ling W did not pull the trigger.
Beautiful idea, right? Yeah, beautiful idea. Trying to dodge, but you know, the passage is too narrow right there. But not using the blink, so good job. But that is still a 2 3/4 Cypher kite right there, Kuro. So how do you like the chances of X-Boy right now?
We could sell if USL wanted to, but we're going to come in for the rescue instead. There is no additional items, no chest open here as well, so this just depends on how well Lingw can perform the chair camp. With 2 survivors coming in right now, it's a lot of pressure on hand to use here too, but it seems like Yu wants the body block from the tank ship. It seems that we haven't let them meteorologist. Oh my lord! The flywheel did miss, but hold on, can it go after half? Waiting, we got hit on towards speed here, but it was before half.
It was before half, and that's why you bring double survivors to rescue, right? Especially in situations like this, we see it a lot. But against an X-Boy, it might stop your Cypher a little bit more. And don't forget, Gravekeeper does not have any more resources to kite with, and Lingw has the blink. Will he be using it now? He will, and that's going to be a down. Gravekeeper alongside the Meteorologist. Ling, keeping the aggressions on, bringing him back to where he started.
Yeah, not only that as well, Doctor is going to go over to heal our Meteorologist as Enchantress backdoor here for the rescue, but no, a tree will be planted down first, as this Enchantress has so much opening room here to play around, especially with a harassment through triple. There's going to be no item there landed on as flywheel was consumed at the same time. But if you want to guarantee the safe rescue, you can use a triple stack, but it's instant hit, instant rescue, and now Ench, it's a free-for-all.
That's true, that's true. But now comes the problem, right? You do not want... Okay, beautifully done, you know, before using the slow snipe, he knows what is up. But it seems like the stun does not buy enough time for him to...
Oh, but Doctor came in for the rescue! She goes down instantly on the other side. But now, let's not forget, Enchantress does have 2 stacks of, triple stacks of addiction here. As now, it's going to be a basement share instantly for Doctor. We could sell Doctor here to potentially guarantee the tie game, as we still have 2 survivors injured.
That's true. Everyone's injured, and except for the meteorologist, right? That's the person decoding right now. But I agree. They probably needs to sell here because it's a basement play after all. And let's not forget, Gravekeeper has no more shovel. He cannot rescue from the surface area anymore. So this might be a problem getting in and getting out at the same time. So sorry, Doctor. So sorry. You might have to sit there a little bit longer. But Lingw, yeah, you know, he's just staying around. He just wants to make sure he turns it into a 3v1, into a late game. And who knows, with this lineup, with this unexpected lineup, GB might be able to bring this one home.
Yeah, and it's also the fact that Gravekeeper still has yet any items on his hands as well. We don't have teleport, yes, it is instant. However, we're now currently getting healed here as Doctor might not be able to get the rescue on time. Enchantress healing the Gravekeeper right now. We can't get it to his full health, and Gravekeeper does not go down here just yet, but that's okay. Enchantress once again with a stun to cancel the speed boost, but that does not matter as Doctor, last second rescue, we got the tie turnout.
Oh no, change of events now. Lingw decided not to stay long enough, and that gives an opportunity for USL to come back here. But 147 is gonna go down this time, and that's gonna be his last share. So honestly, yeah, it sucks that Doctor was not eliminated at that point, but at least he's gonna make it a 3v1 situation here. So Lingw, if he finds Doctor again, eliminates her straight off the bat, that's going to be a 2v1 situation. So I think that should be the course to go, unless if he has an idea how to stop Cyphers, which he does not. The Cyphers are so spread out the outer circle. There's only one in the middle at the point.
But we do have an additional 50% Cypher machine here open as well at the same time. We see Doctor already running towards Treehouse. Not only that too, it's going to be even harder here for Axway to even map control. We don't have trump card for teleport change, but can this fireball land? It did land on time as well, but 2 miracle bottle for Doctor. That's okay. She jumps down instantly, but we can't find a time to heal here just yet. We did dab a little bit, but I think it's going to be 2 full bottles here consumed until we get the full health. But flywheel will not activate. Lingw barely gets the hit as Doctor here once again. No item left to use. She's an instant down there as well, but let's just see how well we can get this flywheel in between the palace.
Oh my god, the blink is gonna happen, and Love for Red is going to be sent back to the manor without using the flywheel. So Lingw showing why he's a force to be reckoned with. If only that was like 2 seconds later, the Cyphers would have been primed. That would have been a different case. But right now it's a 2v1 situation. Lingw proving everyone that his ex-boy, his comfort pick, might actually bring the W for his team.
Oh, but then the pushback there bought us a tiny bit more time. However, we can't forget meteorologist, no items left. There is a dungeon, but pretty far away. Animal shelter, but it's flywheel over towards the other side. We vaulted over just on time as well. However, with no items here and a lot of speed boost, we're going to jump down here instantly. There's a pallet right in front of us, but a garter belt here ready on hand to use as well. Let's not forget, it is still a really tough call here from the side of meteorologist. We pulled so far away, but it's max presence, and it's an instant down, a 3k guaranteed for an Axe Boy. In a scenario like this, they actually did their drafts as well, because
I know they chase up, but he's gonna start. Alright, Mushin, the goat man, literally, right? The goat needs to get that 4k in order to win in this round number 2 and giving an opportunity for USL to come back in this game. So goat man trying to make that rotation, trying to find that juicy first target, but everyone obviously out of sight, hoping to be out of mind. Not sure if that's going to work with Mushin. X-Shea is actually in the vicinity, but that's the aeroplanist we're talking about. Quite hard, actually really hard to catch, even if you're a goat man.
Yes. Oh, but it seems like we did manage to get so... Never mind, that jetpack is instantly gone out as well. Second cage here ready on hand to use as well. Jetpack is on cooldown. So that's an instant down, 52 seconds. The Cypher Machine barely started. Not only that too, Journalist Cypher Machine will be locked at the same time. And we can even force an early rescue up against this Journalist at the same time too.
That was really, really quick down. Props to Mushin, right? Recognizing that, hey, you know what? Hey, aeroplanist, he's quite close. He's very risky right there. But Journalist is gonna be able to make that rescue early in the game right here. But again, no ciphers are being done yet. Aeroplanist still has that rebound kite. He has to make sure that this rebound kite works. He has 2 jetpacks to work with. So Xue, if you were caught off guard in the beginning, you should really lock in right now.
Okay. We barely got in out of range there. Oh, hold on, can we get my mind game? We couldn't break it on time. That's so unfortunate.
It is 0.01 second right there. But hey, Prisoner is free to decode, but he's definitely thinking, hey, what should I do right now? Obviously, sir, you just decode, right? And for X-Shea, he still has 1 more jetpack to work with, and obviously, Novelist can come in for the rescue. No Tide Turners left, because obviously it's only Journalists and Aeroplanes with the Tide Turners. So right here, they are going to come in for the rescue. MMY gonna get that first hit. Gonna
hold on,
to rescue Xue. Wait.
Can we get this on time? We got it! Ooh, there's no room for Bree. No rebound capability as well, as Journalist here still at half health here. Novelist at half health as well. Prisoner still rushing the Cypher Machine, but no one is currently decoding the Cypher Machine. Mushin doesn't have enough resentment here to use, but that's okay. He just needs to slowly get towards Novelist and then blink him down, so this can be a guarantee 4k.
My goodness, Goat Sid going in for the kill, and look at MMY finally using the blink. He's like, you know what? I have the blink from. I don't even need the blink to chase the airplanes, and now I have the blink to stop you before you even think about anything cheeky. That's a second person down, Kuro. 1 person injured. Prisoner is the only one decoding without a care in the world. And that's obviously his job, right? But how are you going to play this, especially with an injured Journalist and a Prisoner who obviously can't leave his decoding duty? Not leaving his decoding duty at the moment. Oh no, GB. They really need God Bless right now, because Prisoner is the only one left standing.
We're at a really bad stalemate here with USL Mushin here bringing out the Journalist into the middle to drop this peeper down. So this means no matter what happens, Journalist, it's going to take a long time to even make it towards that chair. We hear Prisoner as well at the corner here. Should be able to see him sometime soon as well, as we do know where the connection is currently at. But even so, peepers here drop down. Prisoner's current location. And you can just lock him in here without a doubt.
Yeah, using the flywheel, but not negating the damage. He still has an electric shot.
What?
No! That's the saddest thing that can happen to a Prisoner play. Resetting the count. I mean, Enchantress does it sometimes too, but, but no. That's gonna do it for the GOAT, Mushin. That 4k at 3 ciphers remaining. The best outcome you can expect in this situation.
Yeah, we see Journalist there being able to struggle free too, which is great. However, that's just about it that we can actually get from this as well. Oh, wait, he's hugging the
little boy.
Wait,
Smart play. Smart play. Very smart play.
Mind games.
Mind games?
No mind games.
Buy enough time for the prisoner. But it's still 3 ciphers, Kuro. It really is just a matter of time. Mushin does have it in the bag. If they have one more survivor, that would have made a whole lot more difference. But unfortunately, Jinlala, no more self-heal available. NCT just gonna try and buy a little bit more time, being on the ground, hopefully hoping for journalists to bleed out and escape through the dungeon. I mean, that's a scenario, right? But how likely is that gonna happen?
Probably not, as we do see where Prisoner is. We can just see some indication we really need to see Zeus. So, Prisoner, self-heal here currently being used. We do have Electrocution ready on hand here once again after crawling in towards our zone. But, as we can see here, it's straight towards the Hunter's face, back towards the Hunter's face once again, and that's good night to the Prisoner who's right on top of dungeon.
Yeah, I mean, spin around, you might get a free dungeon. I mean, that happens. Trademark Hunter.
Again, spawning just by containers. We see Mushin here eyeing on the target towards Anti-Korean here first chase. No excitement has been brought here once again. With the persona points of Turn by Attention alongside with Overwhelm, Berserker Rage, Mischievous, and Famine with impact as well. Seems like the target will have to be that toy merchant.
Yeah, I mean, destroy the catapult first. You do not want it to come back and haunt you. Very smart decision right there. Jinlala trying to make that distance, but Mushin, obviously with the butterfly, will be able to make it. Oh, trying to bait a little bit of red light here. That's what he's doing right here. But they know what's up. He knows what's up. Jinlala still trying to make it happen with the second catapult flying into the safety right there. But Mushin has 2 butterflies remaining. Jinlala moving back? What? Why? Why is he moving back? Explain to me, Kuro!
A bit early on the flywheel as we gave that hit. Now Blink is ready, Nello, as all we need to do here is one butterfly catch up with a Blink hit down, and it's a guarantee very fast down here with Toy Merchant. No items left on the hands to use. I think Blink can even be saved. Hold on, can this be possible? It is, but instead a Blink will have to be consumed in order for us to maintain our momentum.
Yeah, that's very smart. Blink attack in the moment of dropping down the pallets, right? Because there's no way you can pull off and use the flywheel at that time. Not to, I mean, he doesn't have flywheel anymore. But at that one instance, he actually pulled back. You know, he did not commit to that area, that blind area, and decides to stay in the open. What's going on right there?
Yeah, but we see here as well, right? It's triple Titan on the side of Survivors too, so their Cypher's capability is going to be immense.
Wait.
Cypher is already almost an Explorer. There's a drop-down hit potential here, but there's no Blink ready on the hands to do so Explorer will not be able to tank the hit here just yet. Geisha playing mind games. It's about to go after half. Geisha got the hit on time, but sadly did not go after half as Jinlala second rebound Kai containment is available.
Wow, beautiful, beautiful. Trying to just buy a bit of time with the red light tricks, but it doesn't really matter. Jinlala's like, yeah, I don't really care, but no, the pallet slam. That's the first pallet onto Mushin at the moment, but I feel like he has max rage as well, so it doesn't really matter. But Jinlala, the mind games right there, doesn't really matter. He just flies in, zooms in, hits him out of the pallet and the basement. Is it here? No, it's not. So he's not going to bring him any gold. He's just going to bring him towards the middle area. Gotta be really careful though. Explorer is at half health, and if you're decoding at this point, you might be figured out. No wanted order, unfortunately, for Mushin, but it's okay. He knows where his targets are. And there's another Tide Turner character, that's X-Shui, coming in for the rescue. Let's see if he'll be able to buy enough time. Right here, Mushin. Soul Departure coming in. Let's see if we'll be able to do that drop down hit. Okay. If we'll be able to pull it off, that'll be godlike instead. But right now, he's not going to be able to pull it off. And tanking that hit as well. Jinlala trying to run away.
Yeah, we see Anti-Korean as well. Stay put on coming there. We're going to come into harass really soon. Anti already at the back here as well. Sheesh, that was a bit faster than we thought it was. But that's no hit on towards the toy merchant there. Just Anti-Korean taking the butterfly here as well. Can we get a charge attack? And we did. And the flywheel was just too early. Now it's all up to one Anti-Korean on our hand. A lot of flutes. One flywheel, but the flywheel didn't come out here as we did manage to push her out. One butterfly dash back guarantees the chair down for Muxing as Explorer has another 100% page. This guarantees our tie game, or at least 3-man endgame for now. However, Gravekeeper, very tough here for him as we're able to rotate out here. 2 shuffle left on hand to use. But let's not forget about that at the same time that he does have some breathing room in which Muxing does not have enough butterflies here to consume.
He does not, but he doesn't really need it, right? Just the blink attack is gonna catch X-Share off guard. He's gonna go down, and with everyone injured, they gotta make sure they heal up each other. But Anticore is gonna be the one to heal himself. But Mushin's already on the guard. He's already chasing. Oh my goodness. He already sees where the Anticore is coming from. He's gotta be really careful. The swipe misses. MMY probably needs to do an acrobat off the second floor. Can he does? Can he do it?
He didn't. Yeah, we took a normal hit there. We didn't get the fifth one, but the Geisha's butterfly got cancelled halfway through that. Hold on a second, last life machine 84%, but Explorer is so far away right now. Looking for Anti. We think Anti maybe doesn't have borrowed time here. We want to consume Anticore's items. Anti flywheels instead to counter it all. There comes Explorer coming in to rush that life machine, 20 at 90% here. We're able to make it towards a 3-man endgame, thankfully speaking here. But Anti once again under slow mob, but the attack didn't come out.
Oh no, Mushin's going to that last cipher. They're just gonna pop it. Doesn't really matter. Soul Departure. Trying to catch whoever's in the vicinity. NCT is in the guard, but he's going for the gate first. X-Share cut off guard here, but he still has shovel! Shovel early! Shovel early!
We've 24 seconds left now until teleport is ready. However, Anti-Current is also all just on the other side of the map as well. Let's not forget, this is buffed Geisha. So the moment she Soul Departure dashes, it's a 4-second cooldown here at the same time. We don't hear anyone here just yet. But Anti's just way too far away to even perform the rescue here. Explorer barely at the gate. Anti-Current on the other side here once again. How did the tie game end up as a trim elimination? Teleport ready on the hand of Mushin to use. He's gonna use it here instantly. There comes Explorer. We don't see him here just yet, but we know who it is. So wait, Explorer.
Explorer, come on. Yes, Kurt. This is why we love Kurt. Oh my god, Mushin's still trying to pay attention, but this is where things get very interesting. The gates are not open yet, and Mushin does not know. NCT! The patience game by Mushin right there. This might be a 3K onto Mushin. Oh. Okay.
My games.
Swing a little bit more. Yep. Yeah, we. Okay. Bait a little bit more.
My games. Ooh.
Wow, nice. NCT with the. Oh no! Didn't connect this time, but that is gonna help GB, MMY, and the Anticore to escape. But that's gonna be just one person escape from Geisha's dominance right there. And it's really very unfortunate, you know what I mean, Kuro? Because they were in a position to get at least a tie in that situation.
And we also had 2 shovels there. I would say maybe
plus 8 here. Wow, the emphasis onto the Cypher, meaning that, you can rush that Cypher against the Hunter right there. Link W with that first double surprise. Gonna land that white ball onto the Professor. And the red one as well! Wow, what a good start for Ling W, landing that 2 marks, and all he needs is a black mark right now onto 147, and that's gonna be the first hit right here. Professor trying to look behind. Ling W already placed that 1 peeper, so obviously 147 knows what's up, but he's still in the sight right there. Okay, gonna miss that 1 double surprise. That's gonna buy him a little bit of time, but now the scales is gonna land. It's not gonna land, sorry, my bad. The hit's gonna register, as a matter of fact. 147 needs to really make that kite count right here, because the basement is also here, Kuro.
Yeah, we're gonna have to try to rotate out here as soon as we can, as we're already 60 seconds into this game. But once again, Peepers kind of doing quite a lot up against us here at the same time. We don't have our skills here, right? Just but a double hit down instantly as well there. We went back in towards the basement.
Was he thinking that if he does that, the hits are not going to register? With the double surprise, you can overlap the red, black, and white areas onto the survivors. That does not really work, right, Kuro, unfortunately. But nice, valiant try. It's still a very respectable kite because it's close to 3 ciphers being decoded. The only downside, you're in the basement party with the clown. With the
I do think right now probably we're going to go for the cell. No one's really eyeing on the target here for basement for the rescue. We do see you on the other side, the Knight decoding very closely nearby as well, who definitely does have to leave that area considering how close we are. Link W here once again. We're going to see all the Cypher machines on the other side of the map has been popped, but the triple ones closely towards Shack, Christmas Tree, and the moon on the main gate is yet to be decoded, so we could potentially see a real huge endgame play here by Lin W. The Survivor is already 3.5 ciphers done.
We'll see. Professor's going to be expired. It's going to be a very early 3v1 at this point, not even 2.5 minutes into the game. So Yu is going to be that next one, right? Okay, making that predictions. It's really a rock, paper, scissors sort of game. Okay, just ban everything right there. No attacks for you. Beautiful predictions, but Ling W doesn't really care. He has the trapeze to catch up in case he wants to go, and the peeper just to pinpoint the locations of the survivor. You, right there, the 9. The kite needs to be really, really good. Okay, beautifully done. No more attacks. The disarm at that point, really, really nicely played. A lot of times being bought. A lot of time being bought here. The flywheel, not gonna register, but that's gonna be that first attack, first damage onto the knight.
Yeah, I thought that would have been a terror shock there, but it seems like we are able to still survive for a tiny while longer, as Knight here needs to get out of this area as we're still containing in between the peepers here one more time. Double surprise, instant terror shock down. We predicted wrong here, unfortunately, as we can see here too, right? It's Lantern is Cypher Machine, who has pushed archers towards 78%, but once again, we do have that Titaner, so I would believe one good rescue here should be able to get the Cypher Machine primed, as we only need a one-man endgame.
That's true. That's very true. You just need... honestly, you just really need one rescue here with the Titaner. Buy that 20 seconds of time, right, with the last effort. And you just have to run away from the side. So Ling realizes this. He's like, yeah, I'm not going to let you finish that Cypher right there, but can you really catch up? She still has a bow, an arrow, and flywheel to work with, so I guess they can still go for it. It's 86%. You can see Love for Rent coming in. Oh, the missed arrows right there. One more white mark is gonna do it. Oh, wait, the Cypher! Sorry, the Palace Slam.
To it. Right now, teleport is ready on hand to use Link W to immediately teleport towards the other side, but it seems like we're going to be able to see Knight here nearby as well. But that does not matter. He only has a red ball on hand to use. Nice trapeze over here looking for Knight. We're trying to go for a double down, but no. Mobile landed instead as now. His Lantern is on the Cypher. Yes, she is, but we don't know that she's there though. That's the issue. So now, with a Cypher Machine almost 5, Lantern is one rescue, and all we need to do here is just to pop it later on. You can even pop it now if you want to, as you only need a one-man escape. Yu already at the other side. I think Lanternus will aim for this rescue.
He will aim for this rescue because simply why he's creating pressure while the other one is opening the gate. Yeah, you can definitely try and do that at the same time as well. Oh no, double surprise gonna miss that time, but he still needs just one red point here. And is that gonna be enough? That's gonna be enough. No detention. Obviously gonna be playing a little bit of role right there. Knight trying to buy a little bit more time. Last effort's gonna be popped, but Ling W does not realize Archer has already opened a gate. Yu is still standing at the gate there. Obviously they have already secured this win.
Yeah, and now it's just Lanternus. We got the hit there. Thankfully speaking, there's no detention on the hand to use, but flywheel still available left to use here as well. Can we flywheel this? We didn't, sadly, but that doesn't matter. As long as Archer's at the edge of that gate, there's not much that Ling W can do except for taking the tree. This whole game is just about stealing.
Unless if the Archer got kicked out of the game and AFK'd at the gate. But no. I mean, we've seen it happen in the big stage before as well, but yeah, honestly, it's just one man out. That's the whole idea, right? Hullabaloo, nice job by Ling. Unfortunately, the survivor's odds were significantly higher. So congratulations, USL. Your
three average eliminations of 3 and
up, especially the rescuer here, right? Oh, even position itself next to the Alright, Pit Stopper. Let's see if he will be able to put the GOAT in the GOAT man right here. Being the GOAT player he is. Gonna find that first target, J Vic, in the vicinity. I mean, Pharaoh Lady is invisible in its own right? So it might be a little bit difficult for him to find where he needs to cage because he can always double back. But seems like that's not the case. Oh my god!
Oh! That was really fast for a first hit as well. But we do have another cage ready here on hand to use as well, right? So that's instant double cage here once again. No hit on towards Pharaoh Lady here just yet. So we're trying to play mind games just for a tiny bit longer. But Pharaoh's doing such a great job here. We're breaking the cage down too. We're currently 10 resentments left until we can get our third cage. But Pharaoh Lady's containment isn't the worst.
It's not, but I mean, this is such a this is such a hard place to kite, right? Especially if you don't have flywheel. But he's gonna use that flywheel right here, trying to break it through. No, that's not gonna happen. The invisibility doesn't come back. J-Vic, actually, the second hit is much harder to land this time. Pit having trouble finding that Pharaoh lady. Just following the sand based off instinct right here. Has a blink ready, but J-Vic just waiting in the vicinity. Will he be able to kite long enough? Gonna go through again. The back and forth, but finally Pit at the very last moment of the cage is gonna land J-Vic, putting him on the chair, the rocket chair right now.
Our Lady, around 30 more seconds left until she has her next cloak available to be used, but Magician, Numer with Wanted Order here will be caught off guard really early on as well. We should be able to do one cage here before we do much more as Magician. Just standing in the corner there for now, not doing too much here, as that's going to be a normal hit register. 25 stacks out of 40 right now. Is there going to be enough time, as it doesn't seem like there is? Numer should be able to get a rescue as Our Lady, once again, the rebound starts one more time.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta remember resentment costs 40 resentments, right? Just to, in order to get that cage up. But the last effort gonna be triggered. Feral Lady is gonna be down thanks to that blink attack by Pit, deciding that, yeah, you know what, enough time has been wasted. Let's just get it down pretty quick, because now 3 ciphers are on the verge of being completed right now, as the 4th cipher is gonna be started by the Puppeteer right at the end of the cottage right there. So obviously it's up to Psyche right now for the second rescue, the rescue duty. So the matter is, Psyche does not want to be caught in the wrong position, does not want to be caught in the open. Pit does not seem to see where the first officer is coming from. Oh, does now.
Okay, we barely missed that hit right there, but Psyche's very close towards the cage right now. We did manage to get that cloak from up available to use as well. One more cloak left to use. Can we get a hit onto his Pharaoh Lady? No, she's able to teleport towards the other side. Pharaoh, once again, it's a lot of teleportation. No hit there, just as we teleport back here one more time. But Sabin Nest effort one more time. We should be able to get her down. But now we see here as well, right? It's only 40 seconds until teleport is ready. So, with a 4 cipher machine here almost done, both Magician and First Officer are now healing.
Yeah, the tricky thing about Pharaoh Lady, right? I noticed that, yeah, you are invisible with the cloak on, right? But there's the scent on the floor, right? And the thing is, you are very detectable when you go in and out of the cage. So that is the point where Pit Stopper just pinpoint your location. Because I feel like if you played around the corners a little bit more with the scent, and instead of going in and out, I think that would have mind gamed Pit a little bit more right there.
Yes.
But still very respectable containment time though.
Yeah, we do know where Numer is. Numer the only one way here, borrowed time as well. Pit Stopper is not really the best cager that we can do, but also didn't go back towards the other side here, as finally that footprint will be seeing Numer by himself right now. 2 more Magician, 1 left to use, but we're so far away from this Magician. The catch-up takes even longer as well. That's going to be a speed boost out there as well, but Pit Stopper is not playing on the other side, but the cage here once again nullified, as now Numer, we don't have the item ready, so that should be a down as we finally start that last cipher.
Yeah, true. He brought Tide Turner too, right? It was a flywheel, different story too. But Tide Turner, very essential in this game as well. So Magician gonna be the second one, Numer gonna be the second one going down the chair, but it's okay because Psyche, again, in the vicinity, full health, right? Has 1 more watch to work with. Pit Stopper does not tunnel into it. He's like, oh, you know what? Just rescue Numer if you want to. I just want to stop that last cipher. But Pit, being in between them, obviously has the cage option. He's just trying to see which target is caught off guard, and it seems like he's going to go for 17.
Puppeteer here. We can't really use 2 cages for Puppeteer. Yes, you can reutilize his Lewis, but just about on time with that activation. Now then, once again, it's an instant breakout. We should break that pallet at the same time too, as now trying to eye on the price here for Puppeteer, but even so, the dashback didn't manage to get Puppeteer to vault back in for the terror shock hit, but it was a good try here, as once again Puppeteer just 1 last hit, as now Magician back to full health.
Yeah, I mean, that's very smart play, right? Against a Goatman, you do not want to underestimate Goatman in any situation. That the down's gonna go down right now, right? But here, don't forget, Goatman has that huge potential to get that 3k, 4k eliminations. So here, if you have to remember, your goal is always best case scenario a draw, right? A best case scenario a draw. You gotta try and aim for that. And honestly, they are not out of the pickles just yet, because Pit Stopper 3v1, 2 of them, yes, full health, but with the cage, double cage, build up enough resentment, double cage, you can easily reach the survivors that are decoding on corners. And he has a teleport ready as well.
Yeah, and now we see as well, we know where Magician is, but I think we went towards the wrong side here trying to locate where Magician is. Pitstopper is a little bit lost here just once again. Magician has not used any of his items at the same time, as First Officer does have that perfume, additional perfume on his hands to use, but right now, Magician's done such a nice job here as hiding his Pitstopper. We keep losing targets here, so it's giving Survivor way too much room to breathe. Psyche on that cipher, but not decoding it just yet. We know that teleport's still available, so gonna have to play this one a tiny bit more safe.
Yeah, seems like First Officer has changed occupation to a perfumer, right? So has that euphoria ready if he needs it. Puppeteer obviously needs to go very, very far away. Just make sure he does not get caught off guard. And when Pit commits to one cipher, that's when he knows that, yeah, you can probably work on the other cipher. But then again, there's also the threat of knowing that Pitts should have his teleport ready as well. So this kite needs to go very, very well with the last one.
And ooh, the hit does register as we don't have really any items left. We have one more cage here to use, as well as Magician does not have borrowed time. That's another cage here being used, but I feel like Pitstopper is here still stuck between so many of the obstacles nearby. No hit over towards the Magician here just yet. Mind games. Did we get a hit down? We didn't, as that's going to be another beautiful hit down just on time with the Cypher Machine pop there as well. But that wouldn't change much because he does not have borrowed time anyways. But with the teleport available, Puppeteer should still be able to tank a Terror Shock hit.
Yeah, he knows where the last survivor is, right? He knows where the cipher has been popped, so the obvious route is obviously the front gate. But here, it does open up an opportunity. If Psyche wants to go in for the rescue, I don't know where his position is, but no, he's going for the back gate. I think they're committing to just one-man escape. It's too risky sometimes if you think about it, but...
Oh wait, teleport back, Psyche going in for the rescue right now with only a perfume left on her hands. He got caught off guard instantly. And there we go, yes, the perfume comes up, but you're not a perfumer anyway, Psyche. Over towards the other side, Magician eliminated. Psyche still playing. Oh, not a hit down there just yet. We have to wait here. We do have to wait here. There's another cage ready on our hand to use. There is another cage ready on our hands to use. We are gonna break it on time here once again, but this is only a 55-second detention time, so we should have at least 3 more cages. And Dungeon is just so far away at beach.
It is. Yeah, I mean, caught at the wrong place as well, right? This is very unfortunate. If he knows that the cipher, if the dungeon is actually a little bit further away, that would have a difference. But Psyche one-on-one right now against the Goatman, and unfortunately without any items, Psyche's gonna go down, and that's gonna be a 3-man elimination by Pit. So once again, proving the dominance of Goatman. I mean, S tier. What?
I want the counter who countered a 4 on me.
Alright, the first leap, trying to bring himself closer to where the survivor is, but honestly, by just using that one cat, there's still time, right? Fluff is gonna be that first person getting chased, and obviously this is a counter, right? This is a counter towards Enchantress right here, but with the cat has latched on, just gonna silence a little bit. Doesn't really matter, he's just gonna use that to gain the speed moving forward. If you guys are thinking, oh, why is he looking at the ground? Well, that's the
Hunter's instinct, yeah.
Hunter's instinct, right? Yeah. Gives you a little bit of speed boost right there.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just more surprised though from the side of our Enchantress not actually rotating away early on in towards the game and just persist on decoding. But with this, it's going to be an instant warp moment here as we didn't actually get over there on time, so we should be able to vault this one without too much issues as we have 2 stacks available on hand to use.
Oh no, he's getting a little bit impatient right here. That's already the 4th cat being unleashed with no real value right here, Kuro. So, and they already know what you have. You have a warp gate, and that was not used to its full effect. So I'm not really sure what the game plan is here, because Anne is still struggling to get that first hit, and Fluff already has that 3 stacks. I was going to say that he blew it up in Anne's face, and it's going to continue that rotation, and there's no traits for him to catch up. No blink, no warp. KX is having a really hard time here. That's the 6th cat, the 5th cat.
With 2.5 Cypher Machine done here, Fluff should be able to get back on towards upstairs, but even so with this... Ooh, he took the stun a little bit late there, but the vault still comes in clutch as well, thankfully speaking. 2 stacks on hand to use as we're finally starting the last 2 Cypher Machine here, and might not be the best choice there as Fluff will be able to secure triple stack, but no, instead we're going to use that single one just to guarantee some type of movement out as a jump down there at Walby got stuck in between.
Oh my god, how many times is he gonna loop KX here, Kuro? How many times do you see this? Already 3 ciphers being done, and Fluff is still breaking ankles. How many times is the 4th time he's circling this area? Oh my god!
We have one more dasher to use, but it doesn't matter. Another stun here over the window we go. Jeez. It's such a long containment time here. Warp is about to be ready once again. We use Warp and it's already back available to be played once again though. This containment time is probably already at 3 minutes, but the Warp hit down. No hit on towards the Enchantress here just yet. Once again, missed here one more time. We've got way too much time with that.
5 Cypher Kite right there, and without support, and assumably onto a character that's being countered by Kuro. The terrain advantage, obviously, onto the survivors, but look at the Cyphers, it's already primed.
Oh no, here comes Juan in with the rescue. No hit there just yet as we're now waiting on the side as well. We can just normal take this hit as well. It's okay, just on time. And not only that too, Fluff has Dungeon nearby. So with the fact that our meteorologist is currently at the gate, all what our Enchantress needs to do here is just to wait. We can take the normal hit here, and then once the pop comes through, that's an instant exit gate open. 20 seconds is all what we need. But then it just seems like KXWZ wants to wait for that teleport to be ready.
Yeah, that's 1 minute, man. They're gonna pop. They're gonna pop. He's gonna run. He's gonna have 3 stacks, and you're not gonna have anything to chase. You're gonna have a tough time chasing Fluff. And if Omni makes it out with 4-man escape, this is gonna be super unfortunate for the end. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm a Disciple main as well, but it's just not it. It's just not it.
Can this land? This does land just about on time, but let's not forget about one additional thing. We have Tide Turner on Meteorologist, but I don't think they will risk it this much, right? And Meteorologist, nice flywheel over towards the other side, and they're flying right out of there as well. If that flywheel was mistimed, oh lord, it's a guaranteed tie.
I mean, it's against you. And alright, let's see if KXWZ will be able to redeem himself in this game. Match number 2, first half. Right now, the first target dropping a peeper off. PPM is in the vicinity, obviously realizes, okay, that's a Lanternist we're talking about with the projection, just trying to get a little bit more time. Okay, double surprise, that's gonna work. Ooh, that's gonna be a black and white mark onto the Lanternist already. A red one is gonna deal that first damage. So KXWZ breaking pallets first, just trying to make sure that he's able to... Oh, wait, what?
I think we wanted to drop down the pallet stun there and then rotate out, but we didn't really find a chance to do so. Very nice dodge there towards the red bomb, as it will be taken here once again, 60 seconds in towards the game. Trapeze body here being open as we decide to destroy the pallet here first, as right now a window there left to play around with, but just kind of being a tiny bit more careful. But it should be enough to register ourselves towards our next moving pallet, as it has been dropped down, yes, but it's still a Hello Blue who moves insanely fast.
That's true, but I think he's still doing a very respectable job, right? PPM, he has still to get another mark. The red mark is the only one he's gotten so far. You know what I mean? It's the only one gotten so far, and it's already the 3 ciphers kite at the moment. So PPM definitely showing that he knows what he's doing as well. The peepers is not really helping him that much, but oh no, KX knows, but he's just gonna go back. He's gonna go back and forth right there. And the trapeze going out, and that's gonna be a down, but that's gonna be a 3 ciphers kite. Very, very respectable, honestly. So now he's coming in. You're on your own, kill him out. But Fluff obviously does not have Tide Turner. The only ones with Tide Turner is Laze and One. Coming in, they're gonna start with the 2 ciphers. Lace already creeping into the vicinity, so he's probably gonna be that first rescue. KX needs to make sure he knows. Okay, he's gonna catch that person first. Okay, alright, no problem. Okay, break that bubble, no problem. Yo! Okay! Oh, he's gonna go down. Double down.
Instantly there as well. From the side of PBM, we do have our item to use, but we flipped over here first instead. KX didn't really expect that. Now, we can't forget, we also do have our items left to use as well, as we did manage to flip over here at the same time too, but it seems like we can't use it here just yet. Trying to play mind games here, as that's going to be last Cypher here, popped instantly as well, but with a double down, it just means your Cypher is definitely going to be way slower. Juan slowly making his way in here, as Lays was decoding earlier on just for a tiny bit of time. But even so, he can't really self-pick up himself here in this area, or else self-heal being used is not good up against the Hullabaloo.
It's not, yeah, unfortunately. Just putting the creepers around the side as well. But don't forget though, Omni still has that opportunity to come in. Once already on rescuing duty. Lanthornis is gonna be rescued, but already with the black mark, and that's gonna be one more damage. Last effort gonna be popped. You know what? You gotta run really, really far away. PPM, you gotta go away as far as possible from the last Cypher. The last Cypher's not even primed just yet, Kuro. So seems like they might be in a little bit of a pickle right here. Omni, KXWZ securing that first elimination.
Yeah, Gardner is at least healed back to full health here, thankfully speaking, but Greykeeper on the other hand is still one in danger. KX knows where everyone is, but it seems like Lays will be the main target here for our second chase. Other side from Michi here, currently at 50% by the anti-Corinne. Double stacks instantly as well towards the Gardner as that hits over. Just another insult to the injury here from our Gardner side. Now, she does not have any items, any borrowed time here for herself to use for endgame 2. So the earlier we pop this Cypher machine, the better it is. If Greykeeper has to be the one that forced into rescue, it just hurts because double down is very, very, very prominent on a Hullabaloo like this.
It is. Double down really just slows down your Cypher, like what you mentioned. And it really does mess up the rhythm sometimes. But the rescue is going to happen really, really early. Oh, the Cypher's going to be popped, but the bubble's going to help a little bit more. He's going to hit through the bubble. Doesn't really matter. Okay, let's see. Oh, wait. This corner. This corner. This corner. This corner, Kuro.
I don't know why we hit the bubble there, though. We could have waited until the bubble had situated before we hit, but right now, as you said, the corner here hurts so much as we finally got the Gardner down, but we don't even have any teleport on our hands to use in this instance attention. So with this, the other gate currently has 60%. Survivors are able to get out as KX doesn't really know which gate they're currently at. So let's congratulate a tie game here from the side of Omni Survivor up against PR's Hunter.
I mean, I'm gonna say at least it's an up.
Just lock in the Ivy. So
like what? You place it like in less. Red Church Pit. If he wants to put it an end to this with a 2-0 sweep, he needs to get a 3-man elimination. PR wants to stay alive, they need to get a draw. So Psyche is going to be that first person being infected, but I doubt that Pit, that's what Pit really wants. He's just going to put an Ostrakon right there. But again, Ostrakons can be removed way easier right now. Pit's just still trying to find that first target, 17 in the vicinity. Meteorologist can teleport in and they'll get pushed away a little bit more, saying like, hey, you know what? Stay there with the Cypher. Stay there with the Cypher. Pit gonna move on to that's the next target again. Numer is gonna vault out. No teleport yet, just trying to spray a little bit more. Numer. Oh.
58 stacks isn't bad, yeah, but we did get the additional 40 stack landed on too, so I think we might just blink open here and then try to land that 60 a bit earlier on. But once again, Numer has that book ready available on his hands to use as well, so we can switch over whenever needed. But it seems like 60 just about on time. Numer might not even be able to use that book anymore.
Oh my god. And just trying to spray a little bit more. 100% fear. Okay, you know what? Just spray for good measure. That's gonna be a really early down actually on the side of Ivy right here, catching him off guard. Considering the rotations too as well, right? So very respectable time to down. Gravekeeper, that's Psyche's job, coming for the rescue already, making his way in. But 17, Meteorologist trying to decode as well. Just trying to haunt a little bit more, infecting the Meteorologist as we speak. Also going for J Vic as well. So wow, a lot of action going on at the same time, multitasking as well.
Wow.
He's just farming off Novelist at this point. Pit's
Yeah.
like, yeah, you know what? I'm just farming him off. I don't really care. No tight turner means I can have an easier time the next time around.
Exactly, but not only that too, we run straight in towards where Novelist is as well because of that Ostracon nearby too. So that Ostracon has already done its deed. Now, Psychologist on towards Reception here by herself, 50% Cypher Machine. Everyone does maintain max LTS, so I would say second chase would be a lot harder here from the side of Ivy. But once again, we do know where all survivors is once you latch on here, so knowing that no one is currently wanting to come in to rescue, I say target change could be instant the moment this Psychologist is 75% eliminated.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's the name of the game, right? Remove the numbers of the survivors early game, make them waste their resources, and there it is. Make it 3v1, and then that's where Ivy gets really dangerous. Right here, okay, just trying to bait a little bit more, getting the fear. Okay, nicely done. Not enough stacks just to bring him around, but pushing him into the pallet and getting that stun on as well. But don't forget, he does have the teleport ready if he wants to. And that's going to be it. Novelist is going to go down, farming him off. That's going to be a 3v1. Don't forget, guys, Ivy is still very lethal in the late game, even if it is during detention detention period. So now, 3v1, one survivor out of the game, Meteorologist is injured, 2 people doing the ciphers, but even though the third cipher is almost done, there's not a 5th cipher at the moment.
Yeah, and that's what makes it the toughest right up against Ivy. It's the fact that she has full map control right now because of that one missing cipher. We do know where Meteorologist is, and she also does not have that borrowed time as well. Psyche barely finished up that cipher machine here currently at 90%, but Psychologist is going to be the one that's currently at the most dangerous spot of it all. With no items to contend with compared to Meteorologist, with that Gale available to use, we can see how close these last 3 cipher machines are. So, unfortunately speaking, from pure survivor side, we could not break the triple in a row for this endgame scenario.
Yeah, I mean, that's the game plan for Pit, right? Just build as many Ostracons as possible. Just try to maintain overall map pressure, right? And this is a small map. It's very, very possible. Just get close. Just make sure everyone's injured. No one is able to go in and freely decode, freely have free health. And that way, just waste all their resources at the time. He has that time. He knows the last cipher is nowhere near done, right? So not being tunnel vision is also a key right here. JVic might be infested anytime soon here. Psyche is going to be that one taking the kite at the moment. I doubt Pit is going to commit fully. He still has 2 shovels. Psyche actually, okay. Psyche is going to use that first shovel, but JVic, yeah, he's still gonna be kiting. He does have a flywheel in case he teleports in, but Pit is still looking at the situation. He's like, yeah, no one's touching ciphers yet, so rest assured, I can still maintain pressure. I can still try and maintain pressure here. Get the blink up, hit JVic. That will be the plan as well. I think that can happen as well.
And it's literally as you have just said, right? You want to try to get this fear stack towards maybe close towards 60, so then the moment that you get the blink hit on, it's a literally instant teleport revelation from the side of Phantom to get this cycle in towards basement. Now we're gonna have to force to take the hit there as well, as you don't want to really get that Terror Shock potential hit, as right now Psychologist can't be released, but she's running so far away from the basement too. It's trying to give survivors some type of breathing room, but once again, see the last 2 ciphers, it's only 30%, but we dodged that successfully speaking there as well, so that's at least some breathing room, but once again, it's the blink open. So everything now has currently been denied, and Meteorologist can't get releached.
Yeah, I mean, this is just hard for PR right here, right? Pit is playing this. This is tournament experience, right? He knows exactly. He doesn't want to play that mind game. Saves up that blink for that precise moment. Doesn't want to play the mind game behind the pallets. Just does not want to waste more time. So right here, committing towards that blink, it doesn't really matter because for the next 2 minutes, he knows that the 2 ciphers are here very, very closely, very close in the vicinity. So JVic is going to be teleport onto, not sure why he was standing there for a moment there, but it doesn't matter. Psyche's at full health. He can still go in for the rescue, but it does open up an opportunity for PR to continue decoding all the way until Cypher is primed.
We're really close towards 90 right now. We're trying to leech on towards 17, but it seems like for 17 right now, we teleport over here just about on time. We're currently at 80 stacks, gets a hit just about on time, and that's going to be instant stun there too. We could potentially pop the Cypher mission here on time, but that doesn't matter as it's a basement next chair. We do see where all Survivor is here, so the moment we get in towards basement, change towards E form, and then go out, look for where everyone else is. Psychologist is eliminated on chair, but she's the one currently idling around instead of the Gravekeeper, who should be here instead. However,
no.
Gravekeeper, we do not hear where Psycho is, but that doesn't mean it's good news nor bad news. It just means that there is one sort of lifeline here ready on our hands. That's a leech, that's a teleport, but that's only 58 stacks, so it's not overall the worst. But all what Pits needs to do here is just to catch up. One good catch up for 60 stack, and it's an instant force out of Shovel here. Psyche doing his best he can right now. He's not at 60, he's just barely at 60, and that's a scream out. There goes down Psyche. Psychologist cannot make it to the basement. And of course, the footprints.
Oh my god. Yeah. Not enough time at all. Yeah, just forcing out the shovel is such a huge deal right here. And J-Vic decided to come and rescue, but not enough time. So unfortunately, this might look like a 4K for Pit Stoppers. Even more dominant than the first Goatman match. But all is not over just yet. Psyche is already at 80% healing progress, can still heal. Can still heal up if need be. J-Vic just trying to buy a little bit more time. There is the dungeon right here. The gate's not open, right? So honestly, this is just ego, right? This is just not ego. It's the pride of trying to get that 4K. It's the pride of trying to get that 4K. But no. Yep.
Psyche just forced that once again. We got into Shovel a little bit too slow there, unfortunately speaking. But let's congratulate them from the side of Omni for winning up against PR in 2 rounds. They will be the next team here to move on towards the finals. So for finals, we should be able to see USL versus Omni. And then with that,
we're like, let's not predict it. Let's just follow the hunt to the graveyard area and complete. Mushin on the Wax Artist, not wasting any time, rotating at the center of this map. His lineups need to be on point. While we do see he's going to try to stall out the center Cypher, which is going to be very crucial for the end game. So now PPM might actually take the first chase here at the corner house. PPM sporting that Puppeteer, can tank those hits, but if he's going to be waxed off, it's going to be a little hard for him to actually make this rotation happen.
Yeah, and like early from the game, we're seeing a lot of rotation happening, so Cypher progress is quite slow. As we see, the first kiter bottom left is a little bit lagging, unfortunately, but let's look into the main screen first. We're seeing him actually kiting at the second floor. Hasn't used a single puppet, and yeah, actually kiting routes and distance established is pretty good at this point in time.
Yeah, so that's it's a good thing he brought Insolence, so he's going to be able to unlock that first trait. But now line of sight is available for Puppeteer, so Mushin is going to make sure that his wax remaining is going to stay above the 50% mark, just so that he gets the freeze. But Puppet on form here, going to try to get the freeze onto him at 84%. This is going to buy enough time for the survivors to actually get the Cyphers going. Max Break Pallet gets the hit, builds a bit of presence, but Puppeteer able to tank that hit still in that form, but now use it once again.
Right, doing a great job kiting PPM, but he's heading towards the center where a lot of the Cyphers are centralized in that area. We're seeing the down here, unfortunately, but 1 minute and a half with Cyphers around 2.5 done. So things actually looking not too bad for the survivors. Let's see how the chair cam here is going to happen.
Yeah, luckily Juan also has a Tide Turner here, and Juan is also here, but this center Cypher is going to get stalled out. Placement is so important. We talk about it in the previous game too, how the Hunter could just lock you out if you have a triangulation on it, and Ever Sleeping Town is notorious for that. So now Juan already on the ground, gonna try to get this rescue going, and can't get waxed off if you're on the ground, but here 28% just gets our average rescue here. So now PPM, it's his job to be able to kite for as long as he can.
Yeah, I think another thing as well is to just get out of this area and die at a corner where Cyphers won't be interrupted as much. We're seeing PPM doing exactly that. Tide Turner is still in effect, so it shouldn't be a huge issue for Mushin to get the down tilt, and a second kite would not be possible here.
Yeah, that tram actually kind of cut him off there, but he was already almost at 100% wax. Puppet form was going away. We have hot wax online. And still good Cypher progress, I'd say, but Mushin can still snowball this. He has not used his warp trait yet, so the survivors do not know this. They're good on, I'd say, traits for now. Enchantress can build up that stun, but you really want to stun a Whacker Artist. That's a battle you definitely don't want to deal with. So now Lace also coming in for the backdoor rescue.
Yeah, I'm not too sure whether the support will come through with the Enchantress here, but PPM still trying to kite it out here, close to that 100% mark there. But Titan is still in effect here. Let's see what kind of positioning the survivors will be having here for the harassment to happen.
We change on over, gets the hot wax bomb going on, but Fluff is actually here for the harass. Cypher progress still looking quite good. 2 Cyphers are about to pop, and now Mushin having the wherewithal to use that warp, and now he's just going to chair here without actually running into Fluff, and now that's going to be the first survivor out of the game.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look into the Cypher progress, it's looking not too bad actually. Forcing out the warp, they kind of do know now that he potentially might not have a trump card. If he does, then there is no detention. So this is the kind of thing that Omni needs to decipher and also look into the progress now. We are seeing the 4th Cypher almost done. Last Cypher at 50. I believe it's at the one at the S palette area.
Yeah, and now, I mean, Fluff had a highlight video before, and now he's probably going to have one again, but luckily blocked off the window. Has 100%. We're going to do the hot wax trick just for him to be able to actually get no hot wax going on. It has to go for the regular hit. We have a 3 stack on Enchantress, but 84% though. Let's see if he can down the Enchantress without getting that stun going.
Oh, and the 3 stacks coming through and the down onto the survivor. So I think things are still looking okay. Fluff actually died inside the graveyard area, so it wouldn't affect the Cyphers too much. We'll see how the shooting of the wax bomb here would affect. Oh, but it seems like Mushin does have enough distance for that.
Yeah, he's gonna try to pressure the Cypher. He can try to lock it out or actually force the pop to happen, but no, gets the push, gets the force rescue, and now Mushin's gonna try to go for Lace, but they all pop it, and now a detention 3-man game for the survivors, and unable to actually down Lace here. No one's at the other exit gate just yet, but downing him here. 10 seconds left till we get the warp going on.
Yeah, this is gonna be a crucial play coming in from Mushin. He's able to chair someone here. Both gates still not being opened yet. Fluff is trying to work on it. And Juan, possibly at the other side of the map.
Yeah, well, let's see. Fluff close to opening the gate, but realizes that he's going to use that warp. And now Fluff in big trouble here. Does have 2 pallets to work with, but this is a full detention wax artist we're talking about. He can get that wax going on and gets just 1 hit going.
Yeah, and it's just going to be very tough for them. They have no flywheels to work with. Fluff will just have to tank this hit, get chaired. And let's see if the other side of the gate. It seems like they're not even gonna try and open the gate, but play the late game.
That's quite the risky play here. I think they're just trying to separate, but now they've already touched the exit gate. I think Gravekeeper here just wants to force the rescue just to secure at least a 1 person out. But you have to be very careful. Gravekeeper also, I mean, this is Enchantress 2nd chair, so he might not have an exit strategy. He's gonna try to block the gate. Can he actually get it, Jojo?
Can he make it? It's closed. Oh, it's open already.
Oh, and the rescue?
Too late. Juan also get the backdoor rescue.
Wow. And look at the overextension here that Omni was able to capitalize on. Mushin now scrambling to get at least one more to tie this game out, but everyone's so spread out. Fluff actually making his way towards the other exit gate, and the Gravekeeper uncontested to try to open it.
I'm not sure if this is the right play for Mushin here. I feel like his greediness might potentially be hurting him in the end here. The distance is way too far. He's dodging all of the wax. Seems like he will make it. Enchantress gets out. Gravekeeper is still on the ground. And this is it.
Yeah,
this is exactly
3-person escape. My God, I think he's comfortable with, which is that Goatman from getting more presence. Hit stoppers on this Goatman trying to secure the round win for his team, but USL stands in the way. They need to get 3 survivor escape just to tie things out, and already first officer at the center of this map is gonna just be a little bit of a distraction. Already early hit registered up against you. Not even a chance for him to use that jetpack.
My gosh, nice prediction. I mean, with that cage instantly now forcing the levitation onto the aeroplanist, but he's just trapped inside the cage. So what can he do here as he escapes for the hit again? The cage expires and you survives.
Yeah, good job for you. Able to actually prolong the second hit. Has this pallet to work with. Resentment is building up, but we do have another jetpack for him to be able to kite for a little bit longer, but no pallets in this area. It's just a straight back and forth, a north and south situation here. So pit stoppers is the mind game, but you trying to buy enough time for at least some ciphers to pop.
And we're seeing a little bit of the mind game here. A terror shock hit, so the presence ×2. So Cypher progress-wise is actually looking on the slow side, because we did see how Pitts really just went through the center area and hit towards the fake gate area, interrupting all the Cyphers in between. So Pitts will be carrying the aeroplanist at one of the Cyphers here and interrupting. First officer also with the wanted order, unfortunately.
Yeah, and also cutting him off at the rescue. So first officer, your dedicated rescuer, is already injured. Able to actually get the knockdown. What a targeted farm-off hit onto you. Again, Yu doing a great job getting the backdoor rescue once that first attempt failed, but now that's just a second chair in a 30-second mark, Chocho. So Pitstopper is really ramping up the pressure up against USL.
Yeah. Things are just speeding up here. Pitts, everything is working according to his plan. The wanted order is just hurting everyone in the back here. See Yu coming in for the rescue once again, getting that quarter damage hit. Aeroplanist survives and Yu will body block for him.
Able to actually get the magic wand, but the backstep away from that pallet, and now Magician is one chip damage away from falling down. It is going to be Yu's last chair, so he has one last jetpack to prolong this chase. Still 5 Cyphers remaining, but 3 are about to pop. And now Omni putting in the cage, putting in the work here. Can he get the down before it lasts a little longer? He still has the jetpack to work with.
And Yu able to get that hit, so he won't be down just yet. He doesn't want to, like you mentioned, he just has another item to work with. So things are actually looking still not... Things are looking... Things are looking quite interesting here. We're seeing Yu will be down once again. He will be flying back to the mana. Cypher progress, we're seeing is 4 Cyphers left, but honestly, I would say the second Kiter gotta put in some work here.
Yeah, he definitely does. Again, the first hit onto Yu was so good that he didn't have time to actually react to it. So what a great start, and Pitt really just all gas, no brakes with how well he was able to actually control the early game. Now we're at the mid game. They need to be able to, like you said, control the Cypher progress. Trying to predict the Priestess here. Unable to get the portal going, Chocho. And just the backstep, just surprising. Love has to be very careful here. Has a window to work with, but we have enough resentment for another cage.
Yeah, as we see the portal placement there, Pitt's really speeding everything up here, preventing any potential support or any kiting coming in. But let's see, Love trying to kite it out here and get onto the tram successfully.
Ticket to ride. Love able to actually get that. So now this might be the answer that we're looking for. He's forced to chase the first officer. And that's actually what you kind of want here, because first officer has the tools to work with to prolong the end game from the end game from being popped here. So Omni now, Omni Pit Stoppers just isolated from the rest of the Cyphers from moving. So this could be the answer that USL's looking for. Now we change traits to teleport for them to actually stop the Cypher progress from moving, and we catch on to the Magician.
Yep, and the drop down hit as well. Oh my goodness, an instant down within 5 seconds. So this is just snowballing towards Pitt's favor. He needed just a tie for this game, and it seems to be that this might be tunneling down into a potential 3K or more situation.
Yeah, looking at the survivors, we do have Tide Turner onto the first officer, but chair placement quite immaculate onto Pitt, being at the center of this map, just guarding that Cypher up north here and forcing the Priestess to rotate away. USL's first officer is going to be able to get the rescue going. Has that Tide Turner, but has to be very careful. Eats the regular hit, gets the rescue, just for them to be able to scurry on away, but everyone, Chocho, is injured.
Everyone is, and they don't have like a designated healer as well.
Yeah.
And now we're just seeing Brawl kiting coming in within the cage area, and 147 survives for another day. But it seems like Pitts want to lock in onto this first officer, doesn't want to let him off the hook, and the hit registers. Looking at our Cyphers, the 4th one will pop, but the 5th still being worked on at 50%.
Yeah, just once the last effort triggered, it was a down. So Pitstopper is having a very productive, or I'd say very proactive Hunter gameplay here, just making sure that the survivors can't just decode willy-nilly, making sure that, okay, you're going to have to heal, you're going to have to rescue, you're going to have to be on your toes, as now I'm blocking this Cypher over at the graveyard area. Priestess showed she can kite really well, but has 2 portals, but unfortunately unable to get that down onto the Priestess. It's just the Magician and a foot race here. We backstep it. able to actually bait out a hit, but you're still in the cage. We fly wheel and we rescue, but now we just play a bit of musical chairs here, Chocho. First officer is out, and now Omni Pit Stoppers is gonna just go for another chair here.
Yeah, it's just gonna be another one indeed. And I just want to also say that Yu on this Magician has been pretty immaculate since this first matchup of today. So very interesting play coming in from USL Survivors. We're seeing the first officer trying to potentially buy out as much time as possible for the cage to expire, and the rescue still registers. So things are still, I guess, hopeful for the side of USL, and we'll see how Pitts is gonna play around with this.
We still have a teleport, right? It would be great if that Cypher was so close to being prime, but man, it's just real tough here. We have self-heals also into the first officer. Magician doing an amazing job, but he knows, all right, let's just go for a chair, make sure that I'm a step ahead of these survivors just so no endgame pop can happen. Building up that resentment as we speak. Yu is trying to just focus on that Cypher, but if we cage you off, you're not going to be able to get the rescue going.
That's right, and Yu will be down here, doesn't have any items, flywheel, everything has been expended. Cyphers are still being pushed here, we're seeing that it's at 82%. Nobody can come for the rescue, everybody is injured. What can the Priestess even do here?
Try to go for the dungeon escape. He already
Oh, he's going for the rescue!
Officer. Oh, wow, yeah, you're right.
He's going for the rescue!
Able to actually get it. Priestess, hang on. Can she make it in time? It's going to be so close down to the wire. First officer is going to expire. Unfortunately, unable to get it. Does have a portal to work with just for them to get the dungeon. Pit Stopper is not quite close, but we do see the three best friends here just to show where the Priestess is at. Can she close the distance?
You gotta, as we see the last portal being expended here, the next one would take around 20 to 30 seconds more. Let's see whether Love can kite it out here. A lot of mind games coming in with the page and wins it ultimately. Love, double caging here, and goes through the portal.
Able to buy enough time here, not much resentment, but tries to play the mind games here. It's not going to be enough, and the down onto the Priestess Pit Stop. But we also have to talk about his item.
I want to go for at least a tie game. Let's see if Mushin can lock in on this, as we see the Antiquarian will be the first chase here at the small boat area. So just trying to scout out for anybody, but the Tinnitus is not being propped up here. So Antiquarian has already rotated out, and Mushin is forced to find another survivor.
Could be good. I mean, Fluff loves that area for him to be able to kite any hunter at, but still the main body is there. We do catch out Lace here with the Phantom form. So Lace, actually being the Embalmer, might want to be able to rotate out of here. Not sure where he dropped his coffin. Oh, it's actually right at the center here, so it's not the most prime location. I'm actually surprised Lace didn't go for the big boat to actually put his coffin in, but now Mushin's gonna just lock in and focus and tunnel down Lace as his first survivor. Whoa!
What the? This is interesting. Lace, I think, I'm not too sure, maybe there was a little bit of lag there, but that terror shot connects right from the get-go, less than a minute into the game. And you mentioned, like, why Lace didn't go into the big boat and put his coffin. I mean, that's a very big question here that we are seeing, that things are just not, he's not going to use the coffin. He has PPM on the big boat right now, and Ostracon being placed, Cyphers can't be decoded, and Fluff is going to come in for the rest. Chuan is going to come in for the rescue. Cyphers is just so slow right now.
It's going to stall, yeah. So this is actually a gift that it was given to Mushin here. What a great start, but it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Let's see how they're going to try to counter this situation. He gets the hit onto the first officer, Embalmer is rescued. He's going to try to build some distance away from that coffin. But man, what a start from Mushin. Goes for just the blink down to make sure that he just continues on with his pressure, because like you said, Cypher progress isn't that threatening just yet. We're looking at possibly a second rescue. Meteorologist does have that tide turner just to prolong things. We do see that the Phantom form is next to that coffin, so let's see how they're going to play this one out.
Yeah, the coffin will definitely be used here, but the Ivy's form is already there, waiting for the Embalmer. So let's see how they're going to be playing the late game, because this is definitely, Embalmer is going to be going off here. There's no more items to work with. There is no flywheel for the potential kite here. So Mushin teleporting straight away, Lace with that little shield, but how long will it last?
Again, this is the insurance policy of the Embalmer, right? You don't need to get rescued again. You're still able to buy enough time. But yeah, that Terror Shock was just a really good start for Mushin. Now, one survivor heading back to the manor, checking the inventory of everyone. Everyone's still in good health. They have one Tide Turner remaining. But what's concerning me, Chocho, is 3 Cyphers still remain. 2.5, I'd say. But since this map is really huge, it's going to be really tough, especially with how Mushin can be able to map control this area.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay, as of now, on the bright side, we're seeing that a lot of them are items to work with. We are not expecting an instant down situation, but then again, this is Shadow. Second, a fully skilled one, by the way. Mushin, we saw how he managed to dominate the front matchup the first half of this entire matchup. So let's see if he's able to continue this snowball effect.
Okay, he's going to try to attack some of the items here, already forcing the last pocket watch. Oh, actually, one of the pocket watches of one. This is his last one. But in this 11 area, a lot of pallets to work with. 68% scare. Now we're accelerated decoding here, so cannot take too much time here. Mushin needs to lock in, be able to focus on one survivor. But like you said, a lot of healthy survivors with items, you know, and you got to keep being able to just harass the ciphers and make sure that you get these downs. But so far, everyone's still up and about in perfect health.
They're playing the long game here. Not too sure whether this will be good for them or bad, but at this point in time, since their items are not being diminished, I think things are still looking not too bad for both sides. A tie game will be very tough here, I must admit. But PPM with this next Kai, let's see how much time he will buy here.
Nice push, just to provide a little bit more time. But the blink, nice flywheel on the side of PPM. Mushin now forced to just go for the regular hit. It's not a blink down, so they forced out trait, which is super important. Now PPM has the big boat area to work with and forcing everyone to just decode here. 2 ciphers remaining, but he's going to go for the drop down from big boat. Phantom form is on the case here. Has already infected, 100% infected, but can he get the hit and the down? Mushin able to down the next survivor, but Chocho, just like that, 2 ciphers are almost done.
It's almost done, but on the bottom left, we see Antiquarian will be holding on to that last cipher, and it's actually quite near to the seaside area. Ostracon is going to be placed there, and pressure will still be on. As we see this immediately teleporting to Fluff.
Yeah, and Fluff being chased away. Luckily for Mushin, Meteorologist is the one holding the Tide Turner. So this is going to be a no Tide Turner rescue. So he's going to have to be able to teleport back. Flip on through here, just trying to waste the bamboo stick as much as possible. Drop down the pallet as well. Rescue attempt still on the way here. And we still sitting on 90% on that cipher that was chased out of the Antiquarian.
That's right. And Fluff is actually going to kite back towards the cipher. So I guess they might be forced to open a new one. I'm not too sure what the game plan is here, but Fluff still in the vicinity. Whether he's gonna get out of this area would still be an interesting one, but he does have health to work with. He can get a hit and another one afterwards, so still okay.
Whoa!
Still okay. Still
Able to get that bamboo flip. And I think Meteorologist has to be, just stay out of sight, because Meteorologist does not have a borrowed time, so cannot take the endgame kite here as they try to push for it. But Mushin still in this sort of like defensive position here, not able to lock in anyone just yet, and Fluff just making sure he's buying enough time for his team. Gets the 59% stack onto the Antiquarian, but still has a lot of stick to work with. Gets the 99%. Let's see if a scare is imminent as they try to open up this 30% cipher.
Things are just looking very tough for the side of survivors. They want to decode, but Mushin with the map control, with the Ostracon spawning left and right, teleporting as well. I'm not too sure how the server's gonna bounce back from this. Do they heal? Do they decode? Or do they kite? So many things to work on, and Mushin just teleporting once again.
I think it's more of just like who's gonna overextend, right? Because they're just trying to bait him just for them to be able to buy enough time for them to push that 40% cipher, because he's got the shore cipher locked. First officer does get that hit. Luckily, he does have a syringe to heal himself. And now Fluff really pushing fate here and trying to go for that short cipher. Since it's so, it's at 90%, so close. Blink is already online, by the way, folks. And this is a no trump card endgame. So he's going to have to just rely on detention.
And I think one thing Mushin is doing very well is that, look at their items. They're almost out for all of them. And first officer with that syringe, what is he going to do with that when detention hits? So PPM also having the attention of the hunter. Mushin moving left and right. Map pressure is on. 90% cipher is also being locked on. Fluff trying to push for that cipher.
Oh, nice.
And
played with the
they will pop
cooldown.
it.
Yeah, he's 99%. He's got 2 health. Able to get the silence. And now we're gonna see if he's gonna go for the pop immediately. And now Fluff getting the down right away. This is what Mushin's trying to work for here. He's gonna not go for the chair. Okay, he will be going for the chair. Everyone's still kind of spread out, but he's gonna have to make his way towards the cornfield exit.
The multitasking is happening here, trying to speed his way all the way to the back gate, but I'm not sure whether there will be enough time here. 70% on that gate. Both survivors are there. Seems like it will be a tie game.
Yeah, again, Omni with a really tough start with that Terror Shock still able to salvage the situation.
Right. Opera Singer is super fast. We did see also 147 was a little bit in this. Is Pitts gonna be adding insult to an injury here, or is the USL Survivors gonna clap right back in this matchup here? Let's see what's it gonna be as he hits straight into the Shag area with Yu will be the first kiter.
Interesting that he's going to go for the Enchantress. Again, I think this is a matchup the Enchantress would love, since she did get that buff of getting that first stack. And now just going through that pallet, and wow, just stuck around a little too long for that first hit to be able to connect. We do have a Toy Merchant Catapult here just to give transition towards the big boat area, but Cypher progress still looking quite good on the Hunter side. So now let's see if Pitt is going to change target, or he's going to stick to the Enchantress.
Oh, risky. Right here. This window is notorious for those kind of hits, as we see a basic hit registering onto Love for Rent. Jumping down here, so does have a flywheel to work with, but he will just levitate throughout the air first and get into a better spot. But it seems like he will just potentially just kite in this area. Nothing much to kite with, so
yeah.
Accepting
you see that he's going to try to chase him away. Yeah, I thought he'd actually try to make his rotation back towards that boat area, but it seems like he might want to just set up another catapult. Okay, but right towards the Hunter's vicinity here, so Love flywheeling a little too early, Chocho, and now Pitt getting the first survivor down.
Yeah, just a curious question. I mean, whether, just accepting the forced out blink here would have been better, or to just predict it. Something that, decision making wise, Love for Rent, unfortunately was unable to force out that blink trade that she was trying to go for. As we see 147 coming in for that rescue a little bit early, I have to say. As we see a stun rescue, so potentially a harassment coming through.
Okay, but unfortunately no tide here and no catapult to work with. We have an injured forward as well. Full ball, but right at the center here is going to be a little tough. He's going to try to switch targets, force out the football for the cooldown to happen, and Love for Rent stuck with just a pallet and a shack area, forced to get that max pallet break. And we do note that the forward is here. Try and go for the stun, but unfortunate double down. Pit Stopper is able to secure himself a double down situation, and this is actually very tough for the survivors to try and bounce back from.
Yeah, I understand what 147 was trying to do. They're really trying to buy a little bit more time for his teammates to decode, but canceling the attack animation and getting that double hit within just 3 seconds, 2 hits in 3 seconds, insane reaction also as well, coming in from Pit Stoppers, capitalizing on all the chances that the servers are giving here, as we see a free Terror Shock rescue as well.
Oh my god, tries to go for the hit here, but that 3-stack was nullified, and no Tide Turner as well. And just like that, Pit Stopper is just making sure he's going to continue on and try to possibly go for a triple down situation just to make sure that the forward can't harass, but there's no more football to work with. That's one of the win cons for Pit Stoppers. Next survivor down is going to be them punching their ticket to be one of the representatives of the NAE region of the group stage, folks.
This is an interesting thing we saw that everybody was falling down like flies here and there. Something unexpected happened was that Terror Shock rescue. As we see, the match still continues. Nothing stops here. 5th Cypher has yet been touched, and Cyphers are stagnant.
Yeah, I mean, it's real tough because the numbers game is not in favor of the survivors anymore. It's the Cyphers and the Hunter. We do see that Yu does have Tide Turner to work with, so this can buy a little bit more time. Gets the push as well, so able to actually push him towards 147 as well as the Enchantress. Unable to, with Blink is still on cooldown, my bad. So 147. Able to actually drop down the pallet, and we do get the 3-stack here. You have to give it up to USL. They are fighting till the very end.
They have to. It's just not quite enough as of yet. They are harassing, things like this, but Cyphers are just stagnant. It's just a playground for Pit Stoppers at this point in time. As long as I entertain them well enough, Cyphers will not pop, as we see it down onto the Enchantress, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, if we go back to Omni survivors, right? They were spread out. They had their itemizations going on. No one was as injured as they were because everyone was kind of sporting an injury. And now it just seems like for USL, it's going to be real tough for them to push these last two ciphers. With now Hitstoppers just making sure that the area or no one's trying to attempt to go for this rescue. So really cementing their spot here. Already using that trump card for that teleport. Still on cooldown, but once that Enchantress is going to be sent back to the manor, it is going to be a really tough end game for them to try and just secure a tie from.
Yeah, Pit's just at the top of his game right now. There's not too sure, honestly, it's very hard to tell what the focus point should be here for the survivors. I guess it would be decoding, but Pitts, he understands that he's just gonna hit towards the other side of the map. He knows both ciphers are being worked on, and you being in this tough situation, and I'm not sure how long more he can kite here, but ciphers are still being pushed.
Okay, trying to play the palette mind game here, so you doing a great job. Still has a bit of wind force to use, but I mean, two ciphers versus two survivors, right? And not too threatening. Nice, able to. Oh my God, I thought he was able to actually get that vault going, but the terror shock did register. And now we go for the teleport here, just to be able to knock down the charged up attack onto that forward. And there you have it, folks. Team Omni move on. But we only have to crown one person for best.
Prizes you because, of course, other than